Okay, we are back. Oh my god. We are back and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of inside now. We have the Mexican Protoss player himself representing himself. It's the blue Protoss. It is Pacomike. Hello there. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, going for a hatch gas pool opener, but also being very cheeky here with his drone once again. It's his go-to. We have the Colombian Zerg player representing Bounty Gaming. It is eGGz. Let us go. So eGGz, this is how he was able to beat Master in the previous series. Oh, this is going to be scattered here by Pacomike. But yes, eGGz was able to take down Master with this build. It's a hatch gas pool, but instead of making, or he actually delays his pool, I believe, and he goes for a proxy hatch across the map if he is able to. If he's not able to, he just goes for a fast third base instead. Oh. So eGGz, he slips into the main base, hatcheries on the way, he forces boys off the line, and this is kind of already worth it, especially if we cancel here, because again, eGGz, he went for a hatch gas pool, like he doesn't have to commit here with this hatchery anyway. So it's just a great way to be ahead. It's a great way to force an economic disadvantage here. We can see it going heavily in the teal, the income advantage. Oh, and we should be seeing a cancel, because the Adept comes out adding a little bit of extra DPS here. There is that cancel. The drone manages to escape, tries to go for a gas steal, but the gas geyser is already taken. This drone should eventually be cleaned up, and eGGz goes for a third. Beautifully done. And he keeps the drone alive in the main base as well for a follow-up scout. He dips in and he actually sees a Stargate. That's actually pretty huge. Wow, like this drone is all about the value. It's even fighting hand-to-hand here with some of these probes, but you know, probes, they're robotic, they got tasers, they end up killing the drone in the end. At the same time, Double Adept is across the map, or at least, yeah, there we go, Double Adept. He's going to shade in towards the main base. This is the one disadvantage, we do not have link speed. Two drones do go down. Oh my god, 3 drones in the end, on top of the 1 drone across the map, so 4 in total. So nice damage, but eGGz forces this back, and again, eGGz will be able to stabilize in a couple of seconds here with the completion of link speed. 1 more Adept shades into the main base to get 1 more drone kill. Nicely done. And now eGGz is preparing here for the follow-up. Oracle is going to be coming across the map. We made a lot of lings, and now eGGz has to make use of them. He wants to try and find some value. He can delay a third base if there is one. He can try and force his way through the Adept as well. There is no shield battery behind this. Oh, the Adept is gonna go down. We need a wall. We need a wall. Up. Where is it? Oh, the wall is not a wall. Pacomike asleep at the wheel here. This pylon is gonna go down. This should not be happening. Wow. Depowering the gateway, delaying warp gate. The Lings get another free scout, confirming another gate on the way, and a second Oracle. So now he knows, okay, it's not going to be sky toss. There's no second Stargate. We are going to be seeing a commitment into ground toss, but again, these Lings doing a surprising amount of damage. More Lings are going to be showing up. The Oracle is out of energy, so these Lings could even maybe get a kill on this gateway. Why? Because there's no warp gate. Thankfully, second Oracle shows up with the power of the second Oracle. Okay, Pacomike is going to be able to hold on to his gateways. He forces his back, but we have more Lings flooding across the map. eGGz knows how much of a lead he has here, or he knows that his opponent is vulnerable. He's supply blocked. No, Paquito, ¿qué está pasando? Ay, ay, ay. He wants probes to die, by the way, so he can get unsupply blocks, so he can make some goddamn units. Here we go. More probes are going down. Pylons are going to be on the way here, but this is getting out of hand. Oracle's once again out of energy. Lings get cleaned up, but we have follow-up Lings here on the way. Finally, they're going to be able to get on top of this gateway. Once again, it's out of shields. Third Oracle comes out to hold on. Jesus. Finally, Pacomike regains control of his natural, but things go real chaotic for a while there. God, the supply block, the depowering, And because of all these lings, Pacomike is still stuck on two bases. Because of all these lings, these oracles haven't been able to do anything across the map. eGGz has been able to freely drone, take a 4th hatchery, start to tech up. We have +1 melee on the way, we have Bailey Nest, we have Roach Worm, we have gases. Everything that you could want is coming. And as soon as Pacomike goes to take a 3rd, lings are on the way. 16 lings in production here. Banelings being morphed in as well. This should force a reaction out of Pacomike. Okay, he's being very patient here with his Oracle control. He doesn't want to waste any of his energy. There we go. He was just waiting for the Banelings to finish up. Meanwhile, the lings, they rush across the map. No shield battery here whatsoever. But with 4 adepts, yeah, they're going to be able to force this back with these zealots as well. Banelings are going to change things though. If these Banelings find connections, then eGGz can overpower whatever there is here at the 3rd. Lings get scattered by the oracles. We have 3 oracles and a void ray. Jesus. Nice target fire there on the Baneling. Lings are going to be able to get a kill probably on this shield battery. Yeah, there we go. Nice surround here on the shield battery. Shouldn't get too much more damage though. At least not until more shows up. Meanwhile, behind this, eGGz has been able to drone up here up to 66, especially with the completion of these 2 drones. Roach Warren is done, so we have some roaches on the way. Oracles have plenty of energy to deal some damage. There are 3 of them, so they could even dive in. Like, they can ignore us 4, but they can't ignore 3 queens. Ugh. Again, a bit of a wasteful move here from Pacomike. He gets 1 queen kill for 2 oracles. You don't want to see that. Once again though, Pacomike catches some of the banelings, so like he's still able to trade relatively well with his void ray at least. He's not losing everything for nothing. Oh, Oracle runs out of energy just in time here. The Roach Ward survives. But eGGz is going to go for a follow-up push, and Pacomike has to just be full defense. Do you see what I see? I see the lack of a shield battery. There was a shield battery here earlier, but Pacomike has neglected his defenses. This 3rd base is looking pretty vulnerable, not going to lie. Like, shield batteries and shield battery overcharge provide so much defensive utility, and it's just not here. A couple of gateways are being thrown down. Okay, so we're having some better SimCity. There we go. Cannon on the way. Defenses are looking better. Still no shield battery. Baneling rolling on in. Oh my god, into Archons. Ugh. What was that? 12 Banelings thrown away for nothing. And just like that, apparently we don't need shield batteries. Apparently, Pacomike is going to be able to hold on to his 3rd and even take a 4th. A little bit wasteful there by eGGz, but it looks like he wants to keep on going. He's droned up to 77. We have another base on the way, 5th base on the way, and he's making nothing but Ling Roach. We should be seeing some Ravagers soon, and eGGz is going to want to hit a timing here with +1 and with Roach speed. He's going to be going all in here, trying to break one of these bases, most likely the 3rd. We'll see if he can pull it off. I say that, but he starts +2 melee. So I don't know if he wants to hit it. He should though. Like, eGGz is about to max out. Like, he needs to trade this army, especially the Roach army. Like, the longer this goes on, Roaches, they do get a little bit outscaled. Here we go. eGGz moving out across the map. This 4th base, only a single shield battery and a single cannon. Maybe we can abuse this location. eGGz is trying to find an angle here. He's trying to find a way in. Storm is done, by the way. Oh, we don't want to be wasting that Storm. We want to be waiting for the opportune moment. The Lings are going first round. They want to try to go for the High Templar. Storms will be able to take out the majority of those Lings, though. They all go down. Meanwhile, the Banelings are rolling on forward. Another Storm. Going to be able to zone away the army. And eGGz doesn't find a way in. Going to back off. Opts not to morph in Ravagers. Interesting choice. I do feel like there is value in Ravagers, especially when it comes to breaking these defensive locations. But eGGz just wants to make nothing but Lings and Roaches. Nice catch. Egg's is able to catch one of, or he's able to clean off that Zealot run by. Meanwhile, Pacomike a little bit out of position. Eggs is going to be looking to hit the 4th base. There is enough here to defend and buy time, depending on where Pacomike is, because he's in the middle of pushing out. Oh, he's going to run into some Banelings. At the same time, Eggs pushes forward, but there is enough to hold on, actually. Pacomike beautifully splitting up his army. Really just one Void Ray is all you need. I mean... but now he's going into Immortal production. We have a second Robo on the way. Pacomike should be throwing down a bay soon, a Robotics bay, and we should be getting into Disruptor production. Oh. Before that happens, Eggs' army isn't the worst. He can fight and he can trade with Charge Lord Archon. Speaking of, Banelings finally find a way past the army. They're going straight for the Mineral Line. Ooh, Stasis Trap is going to be able to buy some time. The Warp In does not finish. Banelings are rolling on in. Can they find the connections? It looks like they will. Ooh. It did take a lot of Banelings, but they take out the Mineral Line. At the same time, though, Zealot Runbike gets 9 drones and a hatchery, so... this is a bit of a rough loss here for Eggs. Definitely not what he wanted. I mean, it was still a great Baneling run by, but as we can see, we're equal in workers, which is never a good thing for Zerg. Ace is going to try and go for another bit of a run by here, but the defenses are looking so good. We have High Templar for Storm, we have Cannons, we have Void Rays, Immortals are on the way. Pacomike, I believe, has opted not to go for a Robotics Bay, just double Immortal production. Interesting choice. It does require less control, but at the same time, like, Disruptors have so much more power available for them. But I guess maybe Pacomike may not need it because he has Storm. There we go, a couple of Storms are thrown down. Not quite connecting here with the Banelings, but ugh. The Banelings rolling into Archons, you never want to see it. Eggs, though, he finds us around. And wow, with the full strat, he's going to be able to clean up this entire army. Pacomike trades as best he can, but Roach Ravager, it's quite thick, it's quite chunky. Takes a lot more than a Storm to take it out. That's why Disruptors, they can be good. This counterattack is a pretty important moment here for Eggs. He biles down the Void Ray. But his army is softened up. Storm will be enough to force this back. Oh god, no! Eggs, he sits in the Storms. He was a little bit distracted by the Zealot run by. A lot of Ravagers go down. That was a big loss for Eggs. Eggs gonna try and go for another bit of a surround here, but no, he's forced back. He's trying to take another hatchery. Eggs down in the economy. Pacomike does need to expand soon, though. Even though Pacomike is ahead in workers, that doesn't mean he's mining efficiently. Meanwhile, Pacomike being very ambitious here, being in the middle of the map with minimal support for his high-tech units. Like, we need more Zealots here. We need more of a buffer. There we go. Pacomike is going to back off in the end. Ooh, and X is going into Ultras when there's already Immortal production. Questionable move. Can still work, but typically when your opponent has Immortals, we don't want to be going into Ultras. Likewise, we have a Fleet Beacon and a second Stargate on the way, so Pacomike wants to go into Skytoss. A late transition, but a transition nonetheless. Pacomike trying to get a couple of these bases up and running. We see a Zealot Runby on the right-hand side. Looks like this hatchery is going to go down. We have very minimal creep spread here on the right-hand side, so Eggs has to go with this base. At the same time, the main army is pushing in towards the left. Another hatchery is going to be going down. Eggs losing 2 bases at the same time. Another Storm going down. Banelings are not making it through. Ultras are able to survive because of the transfuse, but yeah, there are just so many Immortals. Eggs forced to go for a run by instead, but we have Stasis Traps, we have Stack Defense. Yeah. It's not gonna happen. Oh, these High Templar are looking a little bit exposed. Maybe eGGz can try and catch them. Doesn't spot them in the end, though. Again, just trying to find a way in. This Skytoss transition is going to surprise him, though. Like, going into Ultras is okay, like dipping into it, but he needs to go into a Spire and into a Greater Spire. Like, that just would have been better in every single way. And right now, he has 0 anti-air. He has Biles. Biles and Queens. Meanwhile, right now, he's just trying to trade. Trying to pick up a couple of Archons. Ooh, he does bile down the High Templar. Honestly, like, dancing quite well here, eGGz. Oh, but I think, yeah, the carriers just revealed themselves. eGGz. We need a transition, Papi. We need a transition. But he's trying to bile down the carriers. Lings are coming in for a massive round. He's actually going to be able to trade quite well here. He could reset the Immortals. No, he will not. GG gets called. Oh, he had no answer to those carriers. The economy was non-existent, and Pacomike takes the first game. Oh. Yeah, eGGz, he was pretty all in, mate. Pretty all in there in that moment, and GG, he just wasn't able to break through. Again, going into those Ultras was questionable. But to be fair, eGGz didn't know that we had immortal, like mass immortal production. I was like kind of criticizing him a little bit for going into Ultras when there was immortals, but I don't think he saw the immortal count. I don't think he realized that it was double robo immortal production. So he was lacking a little bit of scouting information there, and because of that, he wasn't able to make the best choice tech-wise and army-wise. So he was stuck making Ultras, and they're a niche unit to begin with. Oof. And with that, GG, well played. GG, I'm just setting some things up here. I'm getting ready for the raffle. La rifa, papi, la rifa. Oh. Boy, here we go. It looks like the lobby has been made. Let me just quickly set up the flags here. Boom, there we go. And then I can set up the raffle. Randomized range. There we go. Okay, once we get ready for the grand finals, we can get the raffle underway. It is already set up. So letting my lovely admin know. And here we go. We are diving into game numero 2. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the Colombian Zerg player. He is teal, representing Bounty Gaming, currently down in the series but not out. It is eGGz. And spawning in the top left hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the Mexican Protoss player. Representing himself, currently up in this series, it is Pacomike. Boy, El Paquito is here, and I'll be honest, eGGz had a really good start to the game. If you remember, it was a long game, but in the beginning, he went for some mass ling aggression. He was able to kill some pylons. He was able to kill some probes, able to get ahead early on, to be honest. But there was a moment where he was trading a little bit too inefficiently, and Pacomike was able to get the Void Ray out and establish his 3 bases and slowly get the 4th up and running. Pacomike was able to recover and just be ultra defensive for a time until he was able to kind of deflect enough of the damage, catch up, and then be active on the map. And when he was, boy was he. You know, Pacomike, he was going for zealot run-bys left and right, he was pushing out with his army, he was pulling eGGz apart. Oh. So we can see as the game goes on longer, Pacomike gets scarier and scarier. Oh yeah. Here we go. So until that happens, we'll see if eGGz goes for a different opener. Fun fact, this is the first time in a while where it is EVP. eGGz didn't send a drone across the map. He went for a more standard hatch gas pool, and this time, yeah, he doesn't go for a proxy hatch. Interesting choice. Interesting because I don't think the proxy hatch was bad last game. I don't think it went poorly for him. If you remember, like, he was able to force a lot of lost mining time and transition well. You could argue that the adepts maybe dealt too much damage, but that's definitely something that we can work on the fly when it comes to queen positioning and ling positioning and drone micro. Yeah, it's definitely something that eGGz isn't lacking in. But yeah, more standard opener instead. He's going for his third base on time. He's sending his lings across the map for a little bit of a scout. Meanwhile, Pacomike doesn't go for a Stargate opener. A little bit scary. Is going for that Twilight Council instead. This could be a couple of things. We do see that no gases have been taken, or no probes have been pulled out of gas, so it shouldn't be Glaive Adepts. It is going to be DTs instead. eGGz tries to go for a scout, but he fails in the scout. He's forced back. But we have a Stalker being revealed, and typically when we see a Stalker here, it does signify Twilight Council. But a Twilight Council can mean a lot of things. I say it signifies Twilight Council. And welcome back. I do apologize. I apologize for the stream going down. Alas, Aussie internet. What can you do? What can you do? Because of that, we did actually miss out on game number 2 on Cosmic Sapphire. I have no idea what happened other than the fact that this player here won the game. Won the game, and spawning in the top right hand corner of Waterfall, we have the Colombian Zerg player himself. He is teal representing Bounty Gaming. It is eGGz. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Waterfall, we have the Mexican Protoss player himself. Oh, dropping that last game, going for that interesting DT opener. It's the Mexican Protoss. It is Pacomike. Again, yeah. I do apologize for the internet dropping there in the middle of that game. Did it impact the game? Hopefully not. It was in the middle of that Archon control and that Archon micro that was already a little bit lacking from Pacomike, just because it was being zoned out by the queens in the end. And yeah, I guess eGGz was able to capitalize on that. I'm sure a big reason for that is that the Dark Shrine opener didn't really pay for itself. It didn't really deal any economic damage, and it looked as if eGGz was handling the Archon drop very well, not losing or minimizing his queen losses. So because of that, and he also had a Roach Warren on the way for a counterattack, I imagine he just immediately went for a counterattack and took down the third base, and Pacomike just wasn't able to hold on from there. Without the help of any kind of Stargate units or any kind of, you know, Blink Stalkers or Glaive Adepts or Charge Lots or anything, just vanilla Gateway units, Pacomike would have had a hard time. So yeah, very well done there by eGGz in the end. If you want to tune into that game, I believe eGGz was streaming his POV, so I'm sure he will be saving his VODs, so you can at least look at that game from his own perspective. But now we are here in game number 3. It is the ace match. Pacomike has shown us a little bit of diversity. Likewise, eGGz opts not to go for a proxy hatch this game. He has decided against it, at least against Paquito. And Pacomike going to be opening up much more standard this game, as he does end up losing his probe across the map. He is going for a Stargate. My oh my. Oh. Welcome back, Bobby. Hello, Ashedi. Hello. Also, hello, Cosmos. Yes, we are currently tied up 1-1. Shout out to Cosmos as he was covering the lower bracket portion of the tournament. Meanwhile, you see the Adept coming out here, just going to be poking and prodding, checking to see what there is. And oh, this is an important scout. Pacomike gets into the main base, and he does see the very fast Roach Warren. 3 minutes. Oh! He scouts the Roach Warren, and as it gets scattered, eGGz immediately cancels it and starts up a bunch of drones. He was going to go for a bit of a roach timing here on Waterfall. I do not blame him, but this time he opts to try and turn things up. I love it. Trying to deceive his opponent, and oh my god, he actually forces a Void Ray out as well. Not really something we want to be seeing right now. Meanwhile, the Lynx go for a counterattack and they get a kill on the Adept. They will not get the Adept. It barely manages to escape just in time. Nicely done there by Pacomike, able to get a full wall up and running. Meanwhile, Void Ray first isn't something we see too often anymore. What's important is what's behind it. Ah, not like this. Pacomike is going for a second Stargate straight into a Fleet Peak, and the Madman is going Sky Toss on Waterfall. He's actually crazy. There aren't a lot of bases on Waterfall. It's a small map. This is not the map that you go for this on, especially because if eGGz catch winds of this, if he catches wind of this, and which he will, because the Void Ray did not kill the Overlord. The Overlord is going to slip in and scout everything. I mean, eGGz can go for a Hydra timing or even a Queen Corruptor timing and hit incredibly quickly on this map. Meanwhile, that first Void Ray already taking a lot of hits there, a little bit of hull damage. At the same time, the Overlord slips in, sees both Stargates, sees the Fleet Beacon, sees the Void Rays coming out as well. He knows everything. The one thing he doesn't know, if whether it's going to be Tempest or Carriers as the follow-up. It should be one of the two. Oh, but we start up Void Ray speed instead. Flux Veins are on the way. Pacomike is going to be focusing on Void Ray production and then transitioning into Carriers later. Of course, with Flux Veins, we're going to be able to be a little bit more mobile with our Void Rays and attack as well as defend at the same time. Meanwhile, we see a massive Ling run by being set up here towards a third base. Void Rays are out of position. Third base isn't done, so we can't see a recall. And ooh, we don't have a whole position on the Adepts. The Adepts are actively chasing? What? The Adepts get fully surrounded. They get cleaned up very quickly, and we're going to be seeing a cancel on this third. The Void Rays turn around. Flux Veins is done in a couple of seconds, but this... is it going to be in time? Ooh, look, it's going to be close, but it looks like it should be. Oh my god. That was a scary moment here for Pacomike. He's going to try and reestablish himself. We still have plenty of Lings here on the map to try and delay that third base for the time being. The Void Rays are being kept busy here, chasing away all of these Lings. Carrier production has commenced. How many Void Rays do we have? We have 5. Typically, we go for 6 Void Rays, but I guess 5 to begin with. It's fine. It's fine. Lings rock up. They're going to be able to get a surround on the shield battery and get a kill, not a cancel. Again, just keeping these Void Rays busy at home. It means that back across the map, eGGz doesn't have to worry too much about any kind of Void Ray harassment, but we should be seeing a fourth soon. eGGz, he's looking to go for Queen Corruptor. He's non-stop Queen production. He's not going to go for a Hydrogen. Corruptors and Queens, they do work really well together on this map because obviously Corruptors are tanky, we can transfuse, and because the map is small, we can even go for a Queen Walk. We can go for a bit of a waddle across the map. Meanwhile, only a single Spore here to defend. These Void Rays are going to get a little bit out of control here. Queens are coming in, they're repositioning, and they get here just in time. Oh, that was a scary moment. One Void Ray will go down. At the same time, a couple of Adepts slip in towards the natural base as well. Lings are here to meet them though, so only a handful of drones are going to go down. 5 drones though, so not bad whatsoever. Very nice trades here from those Adepts. Meanwhile, the Lings are going for a counterattack. They run across the path of these Void Rays, so a little bit unlucky here from eGGz. And across the map, they run into Carriers as well. So eGGz won't really be able to do too much here, as he doesn't go for Corruptors. I don't like this. This fourth base is not going to finish. Things are getting worse and worse here for eGGz, I feel. Like, with the death of this fourth, that's a kill, not a cancel. Ay, ay, ay. And now we have Corruptors on the way. The Queens were out of position. This is forcing eGGz more all in. Like, he's going to try and double expand, or he should be trying to double expand. Meanwhile, the Mutas are diving on top of the Void Rays. It looks like they can maybe get one. One Void Ray is going to go down. Right now, Pacomike a little bit ahead economically, but losing the Void Rays do hurt. Ooh, as he switches into Phoenix production. This is actually really smart. I love this. So, eGGz, he's forcing a reaction upon seeing the Mutas, but we don't have continued Muta production. We have Corruptors instead. So, Pacomike is being faked out a little bit here, and this is going to stop carrier production. It's going to stop Void Ray production. These are all good things for eGGz. The Mutas are finding value in other ways here. Meanwhile, we even have Anion Pulse Crystal charges finishing up +1 as well for a little bit of ground support for this Skytoss army. Fourth base is on the way. There's that double expand from eGGz, as we're seeing. Hopefully he can get at least one of these hatcheries up and running. It is so important that he does. Phoenix is going to be responding here to the Roaches and the Lings. Meanwhile, Corruptor Muta trying to find some damage here. There's only a single shield, but I'm surprised by the lack of static defense by Pacomike. It looks like he's realized that as well. There we go. A couple more pylons, a little bit more SimCity here. As Pacomike resumes that carrier production, it's a little bit scary because the Corruptors in high enough numbers, they can ignore the Phoenixes and just dive onto the carriers. It's usually Void Rays that stops that from happening, but we only have 3 Void Rays, and maybe I spoke too soon because soon we're about to have 2. Soon we're about to have 1. Are we gonna have none? Oh god. And this is what I'm talking about. The Corruptors, they dive on forward here. They're getting on top of the Void Rays, they're getting on top of the carriers, and Phoenixes, they're gonna tickle the Corruptors. There we go, the first and the second Void Ray go down, and it looks like the third Void Ray are going to go down as well. These Corruptors have done their job. What about the rest of the army? The Zealots are doing some decent damage here on these Queens, forcing out a lot of transfuses, but the Zealots are being cleaned up at the same time. Roaches have broken through this base as well. eGGz, it looks like he's done it. He's been able to pull it off successfully, juking Pacomike into the wrong direction, into the wrong army. We needed more Void Rays, Papi. That is all we need. And static defense, to be fair. Like, Pacomike was caught out in the middle of the map. Not really something he wanted to happen. There we go. The rest of the carriers being taken down. GG gets called. And eGGz takes the series 2-1. GG. Oh. We quickly let them know. Yeah, congratulations. eGGz takes that series in the end. Very well done. Very well done by eGGz. It was really smart of him to go for the Mutas to begin with. Again, he never intended to commit to the Mutas, just force a reaction out of the Protoss and take advantage of that reaction in the end. Very well done. On top of that, before the Muta, the whole Muta thing, we saw how active he was being with his Lings, how much damage he was doing and how much success he was finding, forcing the Flux Vein Void Rays to stay at home for the longest time and not get any damage done across the map. Very well done. GG. And with that, we move on towards the lower brackets. Team Hellfire. There we go.